This video is going to deal about the IP security policy, which is going to be coming under the module number 3 of Network and Cyber Security, Internet Protocol Security. So this video, which is going to discuss about an IP security policy, IP security associations, and IP security architecture. Let me discuss in detail about these topics. So the overview, if you're going to see about that, the fundamentals of the operation of IP security is going to be the concept of a security policy, which is going to be applied to each IP packet that transits from a source to a destination. So the IP security policy is determined primarily by the interaction of two databases. So we are going to discuss about those two databases as a security association database SAD and a security policy database as SPD. So this section, which is going to describe about the architecture of the IP security. So in this IP security, the overview of these two databases are going to be shown over there pictorially over here, which has an security association database and security policy database. Both are going to be get established from the client end as well as to the server end. So let me discuss about in detail about the security associations. A key concept that appears in both the authentication and confidentiality mechanisms for the IP security is the security association. An association is an one-way logical connection which is going to be connecting between a sender and a receiver, and that affords security services to the traffic carried on it. If a peer relationship is needed for two-way secure exchange, then we have to integrate some of the parameters along with this particular security association. So as we come across, it's a one-way relationship between a sender and receiver, so that affords security for the traffic flow. So we are going to define a secured association is uniquely identified by three parameters: security parameter index, IP destination address, security protocol identifier. Apart from that, we're going to have a number of other parameters as a sequence number, authentication header, encryption header information, and lifetime, etc. And we have a database of security associations to involve in this particular module of security. So let me discuss another three parameters which are going to be associated uniquely with this particular security association in detail. A security parameter index SPI, which is a 32-bit unsigned integer which is going to be assigned to this security association and having a local significance only. So the SPI, this security parameter index, is going to be carried in an association in an authentication header and encapsulating security payload header to enable the receiving system to select the security associations under which a received packet will be get processed. The second parameter, which is going to be dealt as an IP destination address. So this is the database or address of the destination endpoint of the security association, which may be an end user system or a network system such as a firewall or a router. The third parameter is going to be called a security protocol identifier. This field forms the outer IP header, which indicates whether the association is an authentication header or an encapsulation security payload security associations. Hence, in any IP packet, the security associations is uniquely identified by the destination address in the IP version 4 as well as our version 6 headers, and the security parameter index in the enclosed extension header as an authentication header or an encapsulation security payload header. Let me discuss in detail about the security association database. A security association database is a central repository containing all of the active SAs, security associations, for both inbound and outbound traffic, which each entry which is going to defining the parameter for a specified security association. In each IP security implementations, there is a nominal security association database that defines the parameter associated with each security associations. So a security association is normally designed by a few parameters which is going to be entered in a security association database entry. Let me discuss one by one. The first one, security parameter index. As already we discussed about that, it's going to be a 32-bit value which has been selected by the receiving end of an security association to uniquely identified by the security association. In an security association database entry form for an outbound security association, the SPI, the security parameter index, is used to construct the packets association authentication header or an encapsulation security payload headers. So in this security association database entry for an inbound security association, the security parameter index is used to map the traffic to the appropriate security association. The second parameter is going to be sequence number counter. So it's also a 32-bit value which is used to generate the sequence number field in an authentication header or an encapsulation security payload headers. So which requires for all the implementations in the particular security association databases. The third parameter, which is going to be called a sequence counter overflow. The sequence counter overflow is nothing but a flag which indicating whether overflow of the sequence number counter should generate an audible event and prevent further transmission of packets on the same security association. So which is also going to be required for all the implementations both from sender end as well as to the receiver end. So let's see the fourth parameter, which is going to be called as anti-replay window. So anti-replay window, which is used to determine whether an inbound association header or encapsulation security payload packets is a replay, which is going to be reproduced again and again or replayed again and again into the receiver or not. That is going to be monitored by this particular anti-replay window. The fifth parameter is going to be an authentication header and encapsulated security payload information. This AH information, authentication algorithm, keys, key lifetime and related parameters are being used by these authentication headers are going to be defined, as well as the ESP information, which is going to describe about the encryption and authentication algorithms, the key which is going to be used over there for the security process of encryption, and which initialize the values, the IV value, initialization vector values, and which is going to specify about the key lifetime and related parameters which is being used over there in the security encapsulated security payload. So which is going to be defined in AH and ESP information. The next parameter is going to be life of this security association. A time interval or a byte count after which a security association must be replaced with a new security terminated over there. So plus an indication of which of this action should occur. Those things going to be get specified. The next parameter which is going to be defined about an IP security protocol mode. So under which mode the IP security which is going to be get operate over there, whether it's going to be in tunnel mode or a transport mode, or sometimes it may be wildcard also. So which it may be an option given to the system to choose either tunnel mode or transport mode. So that's going to be get present in this IP security mode. That is the parameter which specifies the operation of this particular mode of operation in the particular SAD. The last one is going to be called as in path MTU, which is nothing but an any observed path which is going to be maximum transmission, which is nothing but a maximum size of a packet that can be transmitted without fragmentation, and aging variables also going to be get mentioned in this by the part path MTU parameters. This is also going to be most important to implement all the requirements from this sender end as well as for the receiver end. So the key management mechanism, if you're going to see about that, which is going to be involved in the security association database. So the key management mechanism that is used to describe the subsets or describe or distribute the keys is going to be coupled to the authentication and the privacy mechanisms only by the way of security parameter index SPI. Hence, authentication and privacy have been specified independent of any specific key management mechanism. So, an IP security provides the user with considerably flexible in the way in which an IP security services are going to be applied to the IP traffic. So the security associations can be combined in a number of ways to yield the described user configuration. So and each SDP entry is going to be defined by a set of IP and upper layer protocols. As we are going to see about that one, how it's going to be get implemented over there. Furthermore, the IP security provides a high degree of granularity in discriminating between the traffic that is going to be afforded IP security protection and traffic that is allowed to bypass the IP security. As in the former on the former case, we have come across over there the relating IP traffic to the specific security associations. So the selectors which are going to be used to filter the outgoing traffic in order to map the security association.